Greetings everyone and welcome to another Wayback Tech video. And today we're going to be taking a look at this nice clean example of a Emachine junk box back in the day. Sub $600 PC right here. So CNN called it a high-end PC apparently. So let's see what it can actually do. Alright, so this particular system I've had for a while. It's in, relatively nice condition as far as it's not yellowed. The stickers are intact. Everything is where it should be. It does not have the never obsolete badge right here. I don't know if it ever did, but it never has in the whole time that I've had it. Original drive, so it's a nice box for someone who likes to collect Emachines, and this is why I saved it, was because, these are kind of a popular machine, kind of like a Packard Smell, So, these things, CNN, at least in 1999, I got the article pulled up over there, they called these boxes, now they were the Celeron 400 at that time, sub $600 high-end PC. Now, I'm not sure that $600 and high-end should be together in the same sentence, even back then. But I suppose if you're buying from a retail store, that would probably be, I don't know, a cheap high-end PC for those that don't know what a celery is. This Emachines are really what kind of, coined that phrase, celery. They're not a bad machine hardware-wise. You got a processor, and you got RAM, and you got no video card unless you put one in. And you've got a modem. If this one came with a modem, it does not have that right now because I put an Ethernet card in it for networking. And it had like I don't know, the front of it said how big the hard drive was. 15 gig. Now it does make a little bit of noise. The hard drive, the bearings are definitely kind of, and you'll hear that later in the video. 128 meg of cache, no, 128 KB of cache, 64 MBs of RAM. 12x DVD drive. This does not seem to want to read DVDs. That's just because it's an old cheap drive, and it barely reads CDs. Good enough to have gotten Windows Millennium on here. Actually, the recovery discs, which I used two different ones I got off of Wayback Machine. Great archives. People are uploading all the old CDs to their the CD images of all kinds of stuff. So great place to get software. And of course, back then the coined 3D AGP, because that was the hot stuff back then. This is an Intel 810 chipset, socket 370. So yeah, let's go ahead and button this baby up and fire it up and see what it looks like. And on the back here, we've got the plethora of vintage I/O ports, including one USB port. And we got the color-coded chart there telling people how to plug their systems in, even though, well, that never actually helped a whole lot. And I got that old-fashioned FCC sticker there letting us know that the system is in compliance and will not interfere with the FM or AM radio transmissions in our house or our neighbors. So, that's the back of the dang thing. And look at that cute little power supply right there. Yeah. All right, let's give the old girl a boot. Listen to that hard drive come up to a whining speed. 1 megabyte of video RAM. That's all we get on this system. 1 megabyte. Emachines, Windows Millennium Edition. Yes, baby, that's what we want. That sounds like it's going to be pretty loud. Let's log into the network real quick here. Whoa. I got some funny sounds. Now, I don't have a burner on here. This particular image that I used, that was on there, so I do not have Power's DVD installed on here, but it's no good to me anyway since it won't read DVDs. So it's barely on the edge of being able to read CDs, so we'll just be grateful for that and not care about the DVD functionality not actually functioning. So as you can see, here's that nice little Emachines toolbar down here. And this is how they got all these cheap computers out to people, is all these sponsorships right here. These sponsorships by themselves probably paid for the computer, folks. That $5.99 the store paid was probably whatever the store bought the system for, was probably pure profit to Emachines. This is all just sponsored links. Click here to go to the website. You even got a banner right here. You see that? Advertisement banner, right? Just like the old websites used to have. I still actually see that. There are some websites I still see. I guess they're just holdovers from the old days, but they still have that stuff. And of course, occasionally this will change to the Emachines help thing. And swap.com, trade your stuff. Okay. That's not wifeswap.com, that's just swap.com. So, let's just click that. This actually, no, it doesn't come up. One of these did come up, and it said domain available. So, of course, all this stuff is worthless now, because none of it works, obviously, because the browser is ancient. PetSmart.com. So the idea was that these machines were sold as an easy way for anybody and their grandparents to be able to get on the internet. And this was a way that they were trying to sell it as being an easy way. So you don't have to click any of this other stuff. You can just click on the big colorful buttons right there. Well, of course, those are sponsored buttons. So, and a lot of these I haven't actually done because what they'll do is like this save.com. It wants to actually install. So a lot of this stuff, this is another thing they were doing back then, is that there was this thing of, whoa, you got all this pre-installed software. This was how they got around that. It was like, well, it's not technically pre-installed, it's just included. So the customer, the owner of the computer, has to decide to install it. This Highwire tuner, it's the same thing. Even if I installed it, I'm sure it doesn't work. See, you got to install it. I'm going to decline that. I get a weird little sound there. Let's see about Real Player here. I may have some Real Player files somewhere on a zip drive or something. Real Jukebox. There you go. That's a classic sound. I can't exit, yeah. Ain't that a cute little sound? I guess we'll next it. I don't know. I'll just cancel it. Don't display. How many times do I have to click it? Apparently a lot. Okay, so we could insert an audio CD apparently here. You know, those sounds are cute for about 5 minutes and then I turn them off. But on a vintage system, I kind of tend to leave them on because, I don't know, it's something something unique about it, I suppose. Download music. Hey, there we go. MP3.com. And I used to use MP3.com back in the day. I wonder what happens if I click that. Nothing. I half expected that to open the browser, but it didn't. And let's see this one. Let's see what this is. Okay, this is the regular one. There we go. We cannot enlarge that with a double click, so I guess we're going to have to do the drag it. We have to do it that way, because I hadn't figured out how to double tap it, I don't think. Nope. Unable to establish link. Aw, dang. I wanted to watch some streaming videos. I can't do that. ZDTV, there you go. Can't do that either. Dang. Snap.com. So you got all this advertisement. Y'all think Windows 10 and Windows 11 is bad for the tracking and the advertisement stuff and the pre-installed BS? Well, this is pretty much the ultimate of that, okay, back then in 99, 2000, 98, 2001, whenever Emachines was all the rage and was doing this sponsorship stuff to get the systems cheap, you know. Yeah, this is the ultimate of crapage installage. So, although Real Player was actually beneficial if you had RM files. And that just does the same thing, so we'll just not bother with that anymore. As far as what's installed on the hard drive, there really isn't anything interesting. You got a bundle, and again, this is the stuff here that's on the desktop. You got the Netscape browser, which you have to install. FlySwat, I guess this is a game, maybe? I don't know. You have to install it. I haven't. I'd like to find a correct restoration disk for the system, but so far I haven't. So this stuff that is here is not necessarily accurate to the system, but it's close enough for government work, okay? Now, as these systems aged and new systems came out, these sponsored links would change. So depending on the model and the I or the D or the T after it, you could have different sponsorships here. This was a whole thing here to help. It was their way of subsidizing the cost of the system, and they probably did most of the cost of the system, like I said, right here, and everything else was profit. You know, for a small period in time, it worked pretty good on for them, I guess. I'd like to know if anybody ever actually tried the trade-in, never obsolete thing on these systems. Kids software. Let's see here. Yo setup. What does this do? Update fail, huh? I really don't know anything about that. Which ones? This is the application. This is another one of those things that's not installed. Bundled, but it's not installed. I would say this is not the world's fastest system either. Not so much the fault of the CPU. It's a Coppermine 633 Celery. But these systems are really what gave the Celery its name, because these are low performance systems, not high end. That hard drive, see, it didn't even open it. I mean, it stopped. So it just, the onboard graphics sucks. It's the 810 chipset. But so let's run a benchmark on this system, and we'll show you just how much it actually sucks. I'm installing Unreal Tournament here, and this is taking a long time. Very slow hard drive. Actually, there's really not much hard drive activity here, so it might just be the processors crunching all that. I haven't really ever benchmarked the 810 chipset, so I don't know what the performance hit is on that chipset compared to like a good BX or an LX chipset or even the 815. I know the 810 was the budget. Let's make our processors even crappier than perceived. We got to keep that Celeron down, is what I'm saying, guys. We got to keep that Celeron down. We got to keep those Pentium 3s selling. We don't want to have a recap of the original Celerons that people were overclocking and getting buku performance out of for next to nothing. We can't do that. We got to keep it crappy here. So, I think that's what a lot of this is. Well, we'll be back once I got this done. Oh, well, it finally finished. Oh my goodness, it wants a reboot. How long is this going to take? A task that won't even end here. Really? What in the world? Millennium things, I guess. Any minute now. So the performance expectation of a processor of this speed in this game, in my experience, should be in the 60-ish range. Given 60 to 70s, dripping down into the 50s, based on the Pentium 2 300, it does about 30 to 40. Sometimes it slows down to 20-ish, but that's rare. I don't think this is going to do that, folks. No, it's not even going to. If it does 1 frame a second, I'll be impressed. And we still got hard drive access over here. We are still trying to crunch that data. High-end PC, folks. CNN said it, so it's got to be true. Okay, it just popped up with the music. Let's go ahead and, well, we've been pre-caching here for like a half hour now, so. It's a good thing we don't got a big tournament people are waiting on us to get into, huh? Boy, howdy. Oh. It's high-end PC things, folks. Oh, it's like a CD. It's like a CD skipping. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Are we gonna get past that next spot? We can make a disco. We can make a rap song, dance song, new techno here, Unreal Tournament techno. I don't know what to say. I'd be taking the system back to Best Buy by now. I'll tell you that. Oh wow. This is the worst I've ever had. This is definitely the worst. It can't do it. It can't do it. That hard drive, it just can't do it. Well, there you have it, folks. How the celery got its name. Because they're put into crap boxes like these. I suppose I could do another video on how to improve this. But you know what? I really don't want to. Can we put this thing out of its misery here? Yeah, we just rebooted it. So as the high-end sub 600 PC tries to come back from the discombobulation that it just experienced, trying to load Unreal Tournament, I really don't have any interest in messing with this system. This is going to be sold. Probably by the time this video is uploaded, it will already be sold. I don't use eBay or YouTube as a thing together to sell stuff. That's not what I do. I just want to get rid of the system. To me, it's a collector's thing just because it's an Emachines. There's people that like these things. And for an Emachine enthusiast, this is a very good platform to throw some more memory in, throw a video card at, have at it. I have the CompUSA PC, which is basically a clone of this, to be perfectly honest with you, but that's actually more of a real PC than this is, because it has a real power supply in it. So, and that's more of a rare duck. So I'm going to use that as probably the how fast can we make a cheap system go kind of a platform. This one, I don't. It's not. I have another Emachine at work. It's a Pentium 4 system, and I may do something with that, or it may get sold as well. A lot of my collection I'm trying to thin out, so this one just doesn't really have a place for me. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching this probably not all that exciting video of Wayback Tech. And we will see you again sometime in the future with hopefully something that doesn't quite suck as much as this thing did, okay? We'll see you later. Peace out, everybody.